All right, I've got a couple big announcements for you guys. Number one, PFF's player prop tool is now available on the web for all PFF Plus subscribers. And number two, PFF Plus is 40% off right now. If you use the promo code BLACKFRIDAY, you get all of the same data, grades, and analytics that all 32 NFL teams use, all 136 FBS teams use. As well, you get access to our 2026 NFL mock draft simulator, that world-class player prop tool that can help you nail all of your bets, and of course, the best fantasy football tools on the planet as well. Again, 40% off PFF Plus right now when you use the promo code BLACKFRIDAY. Number one, Ohio State finally getting the monkey off its back and beating Michigan 27-9, convincing win over the Michigan Wolverines. Ohio State's first win over Michigan in 6 years. Let's go over the highest grade player, starting off with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Highest grade player was actually the quarterback, Julian Sayin, 83.5 grade for the redshirt freshman. Defensive tackle, Kaden McDonald, who's been a star all year for them, 80.2. Safety, Caleb Downs, 80.1. Running back, Bo Jackson, 78.7. Linebacker, Arvell Reese, who might be the number one overall pick in the draft, 76.8. And edge rusher, Kenyatta Jackson Jr., 75.8. Let's go over to Michigan with their highest graded players in the loss. Linebacker Jimmy Rolder, 78.4. Jair Hill, the corner, 75.1. Defensive tackle Rayshawn Benny, 73.9. Also at 73.9 is wide receiver Donovan McCulley. Defensive tackle Damon Payne, 73.4. And true freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood with only a 57.4 grade in the loss. Dalton, what told the story of this game?
For me, and it's why I highlighted the run game instead of saying and the receivers in the preview, if Ohio State continues to play with this level of offensive balance, I don't think they're losing. I don't think they're going to lose a game. I think they're going to run the table and win the whole thing. And maybe they were the favorite to do so anyway, but the development of their running game since their bye week and now over the last 5 games has, I think, been the biggest development on their team late in the season, especially the emergence of the true freshman tailback, Bo Jackson. 186 rushing yards as a team in this game. Their 5th straight over 160. Their 3rd straight game with at least 140 yards after contact. Their 4th straight game with at least 8 missed tackles forced on the ground. If this team has balance, and Wink Martindale was showing a lot of too high safety looks, and rightfully so, with Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate healthy on the outside, and even then they got beat a few times early in the game. The Jeremiah Smith controversial touchdown, which I actually agree with the call of it being upheld, because if we don't already know what a catch is, now if we don't know what a fumble is, we have a real problem. But I think the fact that Ohio State can turn to their run game and win time of possession and grind the clock out and give themselves balance against too high looks on defense, if they're going to continue to run for over 160 yards every week like they have the last 5, I really am not sure how you beat this team. There's just too much balance. The passing game is too good, and it's too threatening to secondaries, because the second you want to come down and put 7 or 8 in the box and really get single high and try to load up to stop the run, you got maybe the 2 best receivers in the country on the outside. So I just that's what I come out of this with, is there was too much balance. Sayin's too good right now, still the highest graded quarterback in the country. Still love him as a Heisman favorite in my book, and then the run game and the addition of Bo Jackson to this offense has made them borderline unstoppable.
Yeah, Ohio State's offense was very balanced. Michigan's was not. Michigan only negative .313 EPA per run in this game. I mentioned in the preview, Michigan is 9-0 this year when they run for at least 175 yards, and they're 0-2 when they didn't hit that number. Ohio State, meanwhile, never allowed a single team to rush for even 170 yards on them this year, and Michigan only had 108 yards on the ground, the fewest all year for the Wolverines. And in the second half, Dalton, 4 carries for Michigan, 0 yards for Michigan, 0 rushing yards for Michigan in the entire second half of this game. Now, of course, they were throwing the ball for most of that second half. They only ran the ball 4 times in that second half, but they couldn't find anything on the ground really in this game. And only 0.9 yards before contact per attempt. Jordan Marshall re-aggravating his shoulder injury was killer to Michigan really in this game. He was averaging 7.4 yards after contact per attempt on only his 7 carries of the day. If he stayed healthy the whole game, maybe it was a different story for Michigan's run game. But with him going down with an injury, with Justice Haynes already down with an injury as well, Bryson Cusdahl just could not provide the juice that Michigan needed on the ground. That, combined with Ohio State building a big lead in the second half, led to the Wolverines only having 23 total attempts on the ground, while the Buckeyes, like you mentioned before, they had 47 carries in this game, more than double what Michigan had in this one. And again, we mentioned in the preview, Michigan's going to want to rely on their run game to lead them to victories, and they could not do it against what's been one of the best run defenses in college football this year.
I think it's a good call that this game may have been somewhat different if Justice Haynes was healthy, if Jordan Marshall was fully healthy. You had the two backs really getting after, because it was clear early in the game that Michigan did not trust Bryce Underwood to try to carry them through this game. And I get it. Against this defense, you don't want to expose them. You don't want to expose them to everything Matt Patricia is going to throw at him. But eventually, your quarterback is going to have to win you a game like this. Maybe next year or the year after is the year for that, where Underwood and the passing game as a whole is ready, right? We've seen, obviously, Andrew Marsh emerge on the outside, but they need a better depth of passing weapons. They need better pass protection. I think this is a work in progress, and it just shows you right now where Michigan is at as an offense, right? They're kind of one-dimensional. Underwood has shown us flashes. I don't think he's the problem by any means. I think in the passing game, he and Marsh are the two best players by far, but they need more depth, and they got to add weapons in the offseason to play with this Ohio State team that is just absolutely rolling right now.
Definitely. Who was most impressive to you in this game?
I'm going to stay on the ground. Give me the true freshman tailback, Bo Jackson. Look, I think he showed you that in a hard game in the snow against a really good defense, he can be a workhorse, and that's going to be a theme going in throughout the playoffs, too. You're going to see good defenses, very good defenses throughout. You're going to see a really darn good defense, maybe the best run defense in the country next week against Indiana. But in this game, 22 carries, 117 yards, also added 4 catches and 49 yards as a pass catcher. When you look at the load he's taking on now, as a true freshman back, and they finally just trust him to get the job done in the backfield and be that main guy back there, I think, again, it is the difference between Ohio State just being, we think, the favorite and we think the best team in the country, but I had my concerns about them being too one-dimensional. If he gives them that second dimension, I should say if he continues to give them that second dimension, they're the best team in the country. And I don't, at that point, I don't really know how you beat this team, especially the way Sayin's throwing the ball.
Yeah, Kevin Chavez making a great point in the chat, too. Andrew Marsh only had zero catches in this game.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, that's the big problem, is that McCulley was one of the 5 highest graded guys, but the passing game has really been carried by Marsh lately, and if you shut him down, then Michigan just doesn't have a whole lot of other consistent options to rely on.
Yeah, I got to shout out Julian Sayin, of course, the highest graded player for Ohio State in this game. He's been both of our Heisman picks for a very, very long time, and nothing changed on Saturday. I got our producer back there at Eli, who's very happy right now because he, of course, placed a big bet on Julian Sayin to win the Heisman back when his odds were very, very high, and he was outstanding, I thought, in this game against Michigan. His 78.6 passing grade, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 2 big-time throws, 1 turnover-worthy play with an 83% adjusted completion rate and 9 yards per attempt. He's the most accurate quarterback in college football and one of the most accurate we've seen, honestly, in recent memory. He was incredible. Yes, first drive, he had an interception. Didn't look great for him. But after that, he was money. It felt like the entire game. And a couple beautiful touchdown passes to Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. A very controversial Jeremiah Smith touchdown catch. Dalton. I know you.
Not to me.
Not to you. I thought there was a very good case that it could have been a touchback, but I know that you didn't like that call.
I love the old fumble that never touches the ground. Yeah, that's the fumble that's an inch from your hand or whatever. I mean,
regardless, Julian Sayin was phenomenal, dropping dimes in bad weather as well. So great job by him. I think he's the best quarterback in college football. He should be the Heisman Trophy favorite right now, but I do think that whoever wins the Big Ten title game on Saturday between number 1 Ohio State and number 2 Indiana, whether it be Julian Sayin or Fernando Mendoza, as long as they play well enough in that game, I do think the winner of that game most likely takes home the bronze stiff arm trophy.
Leads the nation in completion percentage, leads the nation in adjusted completion percentage, 3rd in the nation in touchdowns, passing touchdowns behind Fernando Mendoza and Sawyer Robertson, leads the Power 4 with 9.4 yards per attempt. I agree. I think he's been the best quarterback in college football this year. We just have yet to see him play a bad game. I mean, even in this game, he has the interception on his second throw of the game, and he comes back and then he plays like he's played all year. He's been unbelievable, and for as long as we continue to see it week in and week out, out, we should just continue to expect that he's going to play elite football. It's a clean delivery. Like you mentioned, he's the most accurate quarterback in the country. And with those two receivers out there that he's got, he could really do no wrong right now.
It's incredible what he's got right now. So we want to shout out Bo Jackson, want to shout out Julian Sayin, also want to shout out the Ohio State mascot. What an incredible performance by the mascot yesterday, by Brutus the Buckeye.
Yeah, I mean, boy.
Drawing Ohio in the snow.
If anybody was ready to break the streak, it was Brutus, for sure.
Crossing out the M in the end zone as well. It's an elite performance by Brutus the Buckeye yesterday.
Brutus won the battle against the groundskeepers. That's what he did.
He did.
Man.
Yeah, he was as dominant as any player for Ohio State. It's really the highest grade player, I would say, was Brutus the Buckeye in the win for Ohio State over Michigan. The first win over Michigan for Ohio State since 2019.